You're listening to Wholesaling Inc., episode number 1402.
He had two main things, all right? He had clarity and he had discipline, all right? And another word for clarity and discipline is posture.
This is game-changing information guaranteed to raise your real estate wholesaling business with actionable steps you can take immediately to navigate the ins and outs of wholesaling and start making money today. Join us as we put our guests in the hot seat and dive deep to dissect their strategies for success to enable you to duplicate their results. You're listening to Wholesaling Inc., the only show dedicated to making you a fortune in wholesaling.
So let's take a little trip down memory lane, all right? It's 2003, and I read this book right here, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Boom, right? Like many of us, it just exploded everything in my brain. All of those dormant thoughts that I had growing up, and all those thoughts that I had that I wanted to do something special, and I wanted to go out there and achieve something great, and something that was competitive, and something that was difficult, and something that once you got through, you felt amazing, right? This all went back to being an athlete, wanting to do well in school. All of these things were kind of mixed into this, but I was going through college, had no idea where I wanted to end up, what I wanted to do, and this put me on the path. I knew right then and there that real estate was the answer. All right. So I started thinking, okay, who do I know in my world, in my life that does real estate, right? Who is out there that has some kind of experience? And I didn't come from a background of real estate. None of my family was in real estate. None of my friends were really doing real estate. It really wasn't a popular thing back in 2003. So I found, and I remembered that my old scoutmaster, Greg Bamford, right, was a real estate developer. And at the time, he had lost everything. It was the early 90s, and he had lost everything in the savings and loan thing. So it was really rough. He was living in this small duplex with his family, but he had this aura about him. And it didn't take him long to really start building momentum again. And by the time I was getting out of college in 2003, 2004, it was the summer of 2003, I approached him to see what he did, right? And what he was doing is he was developing whole subdivisions, right? He would build out these subdivisions. He would put in the utilities. He would put in the plumbing. He would get all of these contractors, all these $1 million contracts with all these different people so that people could build custom homes in this neighborhood. And I was really fascinated by this because he had this stance. He was tall. He wasn't a tall man, but he stood tall. You know what I mean? And he spoke with authority, and he spoke with energy, and he spoke with enthusiasm and passion. And he spoke with people around him really respected him. And what I found, and I kind of boiled it down, and it really helped reading this book that I'll mention in a second, but really he had two main things. All right. He had clarity and he had discipline. All right. And another word for clarity and discipline is posture. Posture. That is what I'm talking about. Posture. By posture, this is what I mean. We're shaking off the doubts and insecurities and stepping into the truth of what you are and the value of what you have to offer without emotional attachment to any specific outcome. I love this. Listen, put these two words in your brain. Clarity and discipline. Clarity and discipline. You can only control what you can control. The times that we don't have clarity is the times when we're trying to control everything that is outside of what we can control. Part of posture is staying clear of what you cannot control. This turns out to be quite an impressive list. All right, you can't control the weather, the state of the economy, the score of your favorite sports team, or what the person you're talking to is going to say next. And I am telling you, this is the secret to closing more deals. It is your posture, all right? It is your certainty and your likability. It is your clarity. It is your discipline. It is going in there with confidence, knowing that you can only control what you can control, all right? I mean, that is so huge to understand, because if we're thinking that we can control everything that's happening in the brains of other people that are sitting across the table from us, we are wrong. We can only control what's going on with us. So we have to follow a system. We have to be able to put in place certain things so that we understand, is this person somebody that we can help? If you're interested in joining the most proactive community in real estate investing, it is the Rhino Tribe. Go to wholesalinginc.com, wholesalinginc.com. Check out what it's all about and join this unbelievable community. If it feels good in your gut, sign up for a call. We look forward to working with you. And that's it. I close out this podcast, as I always do, encouraging you to go out there and talk to people. Till next time. Love you guys. See ya.
That's all for this episode. Your next step to success is to continue the conversation over at wholesalinginc.com by joining the mailing list, as well as get your chance to book a strategy session to learn the systems and become part of the tribe and work personally with one of our amazing coaches. We'll see you next episode with more ways to make you a fortune in wholesaling.